Welcome to Creative Unbecoming. I'm Kalyani. Thanks for joining me. Feel free to take off your shoes and get comfy. What I want to share with you today is my current journal stack. And this is coming from an ADHD journaler's perspective. I don't want us to ever think that there's such thing as too many journals. I have so many journals going all the time, and I love every one of them for the different reasons that they serve, the different purposes that they serve. Ultimately, they're all for the purpose of playing, having fun, expressing what I want to express through them. They are one of my favorite things to do for more than 3 decades of my life. They just have really been a lifeline for me in many ways. So let's jump in. I want to share with you, like I said, this is my current. I'm calling it a journal stack because these are journals that I use in some way, not every day, but regularly. These are journals beyond my specific journals that are focused on like a particular topic. So this is like my personal traveler's notebook. And as you can see, I love, love, love to have all the pretty things for my journals. And I love them to look pretty. And they're just an expression. Like I said, they're an expression of me in so many ways. So this is just kind of my, like I said, my personal journal. And I keep in it just a bunch of things that I love to see. Anytime I want to come in here, I want to see just this beautiful reminders of things that make me feel good, the colors that I love. I do keep these are all things I've created and I just put them in here. I have an obsession with collecting gift cards of different things that I love, and currently they're all pink. These are a handful of reminder cards. I call them love notes, and you'll see I've made my own. They're just love notes. They remind me to think of something that I want to journal about. So they're good prompts in that way. And they come from a couple of different, card decks from people that I've collected over the years. But specifically, these ones are Lisa Messenger and Elena Brower. And then these here, like I said, love notes. These I'm just going to give you a sneak peek because these are something that you get in my course, my micro course for the Burn Journal to Liberation. But these are love notes that I have made. And again, they are journal prompts. They are reminders. This is a collection of things that have literally been here for years. I love them. I don't change them out often. I put things in that I love to see. I keep adding little notes and things that I collect over time. And I want to keep this video relatively short because we got a lot of journals to go through. So I'm just going to sort of scan through it. I created this dashboard. And this one here, this is just my 5 things journal. It's a course that I've done with Liz Lamoureux a long time ago. And I just keep adding to it. When I feel inspired, I choose another one of her prompts and I add my 5 things. Quick peek of the Unbecoming Manifesto. Again, it comes with my micro course, so I'm not going to share too much of that because that comes in the course itself. But if something you get with the micro course when you buy the Burn Journal. And this is part of my vision board. Just beautiful things that I created at some point and love them, so I keep them in here. And if anyone follows Danielle Laporte at any point, this came many, many years ago, Goals with Soul. Closest I've come to like doing goal stuff. I just don't do goals anymore. I write intentions and things like that, but I don't necessarily write goals. But I do like it that is Goals with Soul. I loved the color. I love the premise. This is some happy mail that was exchanged that I just keep in here. And I just, every once in a while come in here and I write something. And then I have, extra little notes pages in between if I wanted to add something extra besides what's in the prompts here. And then back here, long time ago, I did kind of like this template of a 90-day plan, which has a few personal things on it. Here, I'll take it out. But I don't really look at it anymore. It's just something that I wanted to create because that's what I do. I create things, whether I use them or not. I create. This is a collaged bookmark, which I don't need. I don't use the bookmark in here. I just add them for beautiful visuals, kind of like this one here. This is another one that I created, but it just stays in there. This is another one. Okay, so that is what I call my personal journal. This is a business one. And again, I've got my little charms. If you know me, avocados are one of my favorite foods, so thought it was fitting there. And by the way, these two come from Webster's Pages, I think. Yeah, Webster's Pages, which are no longer around. But years ago, when I started my obsession with traveler's notebooks, I just loved all of theirs because I buy vegan traveler's notebooks. I'm not a leather person, so I'm not into all the trendy leather notebooks out there. I call it my work one, my business one. And it has content in it that just, again, follows a color scheme, but also has like reminders in it for things that are related to business. So this is we'll call like a ecosystem that I developed for Unbecoming You, that I have laid out my map of content and products to be created. So I just keep that in here. Just some miscellaneous things I put in here. Dashboards I've created. This here is, you are a part of something beautiful, something bigger, something profoundly, astonishingly good. Love the stars. And this is a journal that I just write all the reasons that I think of at any given time as to why my message, why my movement, why the products and content that I create is necessary and valuable and pertinent to not only me, but to others that need to hear it and want to hear it. More dashboards. And this is something similar. I write moments. And it's all for the purpose, again, of reminding me of how important my message is in the world. And when I have moments of doubt, and it happens, to the best of us, this is where I come and I write reminders of blessings that have happened in relation to business, what I'm grateful about the work I do, and times that I've been brave when I didn't think I could be. Okay. And then just, again, created a pretty little, we'll call it's a bookmark, but it's a journal bookmark. And it just stays in here looking beautiful. So this is my business one. Webster's Pages. These are some of my very, very personal journals. So I'm not going to show a ton of stuff in here, but I want to do kind of peek through it with you. A fun little beaded tag I made some time ago, journal charm. This one is, most people would call it a commonplace, but it's not necessarily for me content that I've like pulled from somewhere else and I want to remember. It's a commonplace for me in the respect that it houses a lot of different fun things that I just want to remind myself about, and a beautiful place that I come in and I look through it again. It's not a journal that I'm filling it and then putting it away and storing it. This is one that I come in when I feel inspired, and I also keepsake some things in it. This is just fun stuff that I create that I really like. I found some concert tickets tucked away in my ephemera stuff, and I just put it in here because it was important. I have, I do fun things like this came off of, what is that? Aromatherapy product, and I liked it because it had the zodiacs on it. So I just leave it in there for my zodiac, and I tuck it in here because it looks cute. I created this little card to stay in the pocket. Again, another copy of my intentions for the year, a dashboard that I love these things so much that I don't change them out. My daughter crocheted this flower for me. So it's my bookmark in here. And let's just take a little quick peek through. Again, I'm just writing things that you are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously. So I just decorate it. I write things that mean something to me at the time. And I leave, I write anywhere. Like, it's not succession either. I don't just do every page. I come in and I just create somewhere, and then I start writing. And like, these things just bring me joy. These little pieces of paper bring me joy. If you know anything about Bashar, Bashar has a manual of life. This is the manual of life according to Bashar. Just fun decorating with paint swatches, stamps, and then I come in here and I'm calling this one Statements of Truth. And I just keep it there and I refer back to it. This is the card that's attached to this cute little thing that I made a couple weeks ago. Just pulled out some ephemera I had laying around and decided to create a journal charm. These are just some beads I had in my stash and I really liked them. So attached them in here. Somehow over the years I've collected, money from trips and came across a $2 bill in some way and just thought, like, they feel energetically abundant. So I keep them in here. Another dashboard. You'll see in a upcoming video, I'm doing a Victoria's Secret pink journal. Spoiler alert. And this is part of that ephemera that I have saved over the years. Just creating and writing more as I desire to. Prepared the space. When I want to, I'll write in it. Some love notes to myself and from my kids, some things that they've made for me. Okay, just some more space I prepared to come in and write. Another dashboard. This is a letter I wrote to myself more than 3 decades ago. This was in the 90s, I think, when I took a very week-long intensive therapeutic course, and at the end we have to write a letter to ourselves. This is just a card that I made for somebody at one point, and somehow I ended up with it still, and I love it. So I put it in here. It's meaningful to me. This is all things that are extremely meaningful to me, and I will just keep expanding on it. This one is a journal all about me, thus pink, my favorite color. This one is just getting started. And then I'm gathering stuff to put in it. I've got some things already going, but this is just going to be things about me. So, like, one day if my kids wanted to come in when I'm not around and remember things about me that we may have talked about or didn't talk about, things that were pertinent in my life when I was younger before they were around, it's going to show up in here. These are just some things I'm collecting right now to put in it. Pretty dashboard. One of Liz Lamoureux's favorite things to talk about is the and space. And this is some stuff that was done with Ali Edwards in conjunction with Liz about the and space. And it's something that so deeply resonates with me. So I've just created this beautiful dashboard. More and space from Liz. More and space. And then this is the second journal inside that has just been prepared and ready to go. A piece of art my daughter gave me that is very special. So I just keep it there. Okay, so that is going to be the journal that's all about me. Now, I'm doing something different this year. Tried something new this year. And I decided to get a planner from Hemlock and Oak. This is a weekly planner. and I've been using it to sort of just document daily. And it's been a really fun experiment. I don't know that I'll do it again because it's a lot to keep up. I've given myself permission in all of these journals to not be thinking I need to be in them every day, including this one that I wanted to document kind of life daily, whereas the other ones I just document me and experiences. This one is just like literally documenting facts of life and stuff. So I've got my, again, another copy of my intentions, same thing. This one's got reflection in it. So I have been doing, in the beginning of the year, I did some of the reflection. Again, what they call goals, but I'm not really a goal setter. It's kind of, I just took some of my intentions from here and I put them in the goals, and permission to not be complete all the time. Okay, and then let's just go through this. Bashar's Manual of Life. This is my actual vision board. I didn't know what to put here, so I haven't put anything, and it'll probably remain that way. Just stuff whatever comes to mind, I put in here. Okay, but we're not going to flip this every single day. We're just going to kind of go through it. But this is, what I've been keeping as, well, that's the overview. So I've got weekly, all week long. Then I've got a synopsis I can do of it. And that comes every week for the month. We have a review. We have an overview of the month coming up. We have this that I'm just sort of writing miscellaneous things in, and I'm just using everyday junk and then my stash of things. So this one is documenting, like I said, pretty much a daily basis of what I was thinking, feeling, what we did. I say we because, I'm including whoever I did it with. And, like here's going to Pride with both of my kids and one of them's partner. And I just go with what I'm inspired in terms of here. Sometimes I write, sometimes I don't, because, keeping up this all week is already a lot to me. But it's been fun. It's going to be super fun to look back on this one day and see it as like a full year documented in some way. Like I can't capture everything, obviously, even though I'm an introvert and a homebody and I don't go a ton of places. Like you can't capture everything. This was a trip to see my sister in Northern California. And then I'm getting into like, there's a little less. It's, this was my mother coming to visit. And then I just didn't feel like doing anything. I may fill it in, I may not. Okay. Flavors of the season, my birthday month. This is my sister coming to visit for my birthday. And then I've got things sitting here that I want to use up and put in. Okay. So that is the Hemlock and Oak daily, but done as a weekly planner that I use. I call it an unplanner because I don't plan. I just use it as a memory keeper. And same with this fun little guy. This is your faux Hobonichi weeks. I got pulled into the weeks phenomena going on. I thought, okay, let me see how I can use it to document again on a daily basis. This one is granular down to like what we ate, what we watched, things like that. And, again, permission to be imperfect in it. Like I still can't figure out what I want to do with any of these. So I'm not really even bothering. I just occasionally put something in those. Those are the monthlies. This is highlights of the year, and I'll fill those in with some photos, making notes. And then I just, I keep track of literally like simple things of what we ate, what we watched, went for a walk. I occasionally put some ephemera in it in terms of receipts, noting the weather occasionally. I write down when I get gas because it's probably only like once a month since I, work at home. And I did some decorating, and then I just got kind of like overwhelmed that it was just too much to keep up. But the perfectionist in me still wants to complete it. And so I will complete it along with the hemlock and oak till the end of the year. What capacity I'm leaving open. I'm letting the imperfection be okay when it comes to that. See, so I've got like, spaces are not filled in, but that's okay. And I definitely don't think I'll do one of these again. I've got stuff that needs to be filled in, but that's it. It's just like I'm going through and I am doing what I can with it, and then I'm letting go. So that is that one. And then my nature journal. And as you can see, all my other journals are fairly good size, but I wanted a reason to have a passport size. So I thought, let me just try out a passport size and do it for a nature journal. And as you can see, I'm like really overstuffed, but it's so fun. Um, Again, I just love my little charmies. Got to have all the fun stuff. For me, it's just about the fun of the decorating, and the journaling is sometimes secondary. But in here, I have a bird watching journal because I go on lots of nature walks and I just love to be out in nature. So I am, and again, this one is just like every once in a while because you could fill these things up super quick, and I don't want to do that. I just want to let them percolate and do their thing. So I've got a few things in each one, and as I fill them in, I fill them in. No pressure, no rush. This one is just everyday nature. This was like the very first day of 2025, taking in grounding outside. I have a thing of, for the last 3 or 4 decades, collecting hearts in nature. So I photograph hearts in nature. Example right here. Hearts in everyday life. So you'll see a lot of hearts in here. And it's just again, things that, like, I have millions of beautiful nature photos. So I just pick a few that I love that really speak to me and put them in here. Just documenting the fun walks in nature that I do for no other reason but then to have fun putting it in here, right? The pockets that are housing just some ephemera that I will use in here. And then I got this cloud spotting one, which has been a lot of fun because I absolutely love weather. So again, like, I cover these pages just because it's fun. I've taken a handful of photos that I really loved the way the clouds were looking. And in the back here, it's got like the different types of clouds. So I'm doing my best with that to match to what the cloud is that I took the photo of. And eventually I'll go back and I'll look at the photo that I took, and I'll get the weather from that day and I'll put stuff in. And I'll probably write some notes, but again, no pressure. I'm just having fun. And there's nothing in this back pocket because honestly, this guy is so overstuffed as it is. But it was a test. I really wanted to try out a passport size, like I said, and I have a reason now. And I do have another one that is a little bit bigger with more space in it, so a little bit wider. But this one is just so fun. This was like $4 on something like, I don't know, Temu or Shein, something like that, to test it out. And it wasn't designed to have this many books in it, but I absolutely love it. And then I got this pink from Amazon and just restrung it myself so that I could fit all these little books in it. And I don't care at all that it's just busting out the seams. I absolutely love it. Okay, and let's finish this journal stack with the most important journal, and that's the Burn Journal to Liberation. This is a printable journal that I've created. This is what I print at home. This is what you can print at home when you buy the Burn Journal. And I'll just give you a peek inside real quick. Okay, those are some of the pages. But this one is for the purpose of writing all those thoughts that us good girls think that we should not be thinking and we should not be saying. But suffice it to say that energy is designed to move. And this journal lets you move negative energy out of your body so that it's not being stored and causing the issues that it causes for us when it's stuck inside. And then the other two things that I keep is the Day One app. If you've ever heard of it, I keep a digital journal, and that one is pretty much every single day. And that's how I can come back and reference if I want to add some of that content into any of these journals. That digital one has enough thoughts in it that I can pull from it and then add to any of these journals. And then the other one is Evernote. Evernote is where I house everything in terms of ideas for my journals, what journals I want to create, notes and visual content that I want to put into my journals. And I use that for both personal and business. So that is my journal stack. I call it the ADHD journal or journal stack because I've got 10 journals, including the two digital ones. And of course, these two won't be in it next year. That frees me up to document my junk journals in a different way. And whether we call it scrapbooking, memory keeping, junk journaling, which is the trend now. I don't know if any of you remember the Smash Book era. I even have a Smash Book that I'll share with you at another time. Doesn't matter what we call it. It's for the purpose of taking memories and putting them onto paper. But for me, it's also my lifeline, my creative outlet. Like it says in my about here on YouTube. It's part of my liberation. If you have any questions about any of my journals, feel free to ask me in the comments. I'll answer as much as I can. And thanks for joining me. Look forward to sharing another video soon.